Hi everyone and welcome to Pixelit.
Welcome.
I am Chili and with me is Pepper.
Hello.
We are watching a montage of the finished project that is the Red Dead Redemption case mod that Pepper has built.
Or also called Red Dead Journey.
So it's finally finished. You managed to complete your work.
Yeah, it took me a while, but it's finally done and it's official.
Here you can see our very first attempt on the wood, like the logo on the wood. You actually dremeled it in there first.
Yeah, I did, and it looked like a 3-year-old was doing it.
And then we decided to go with the wood burning, and that's...
And it worked out pretty nicely.
Yeah.
So if you need more information about how we did it with the wood burning and how we prepared it, we have other videos on the channel.
Part 1 and part 2. I'm gonna link it down in the video description so you can watch them as well. And yeah, it's finally finished. You put it together. I've got a few questions for you, and the first one would be, is there any problems with the grounding of the components?
Yeah, this is one of these rumor questions, like from people who don't know it better, I would say. There's absolutely no problem with grounding of components because components are getting grounded to the power supply and not to the case. You have to know that, and yes, there's no problems at all.
And you can see you building in the power supplies now. You actually cut out some airflow pockets down.
And also the power supply is like from the top down, so the fan is at the bottom. There also have a cutout that is meshed, so the power supply can get its own airflow, so it's not connected to the case.
Because that would be my next question, and that's probably also a rumor that wooden cases don't dissipate heat, and
you think that heat is getting trapped inside.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's also just a rumor and totally without reason. A wooden case is working exactly the same like a normal case. If it is made out of metal, if it's made out of plastic or wood, it does not matter. As long as you have airflow, everything is fine inside.
So it can't just explode.
No, it can't just explode.
There's no fire hazard?
No, there's no fire hazard. Of course, a case mod, a self-built case mod, is not built to standards like company standards or something like that. But it cannot explode. Normally cannot catch fire since it's all well ventilated. You can see here I have 3 80mm exhaust fans in the back and 2 120mm intake fans on the side, and also my passive cutouts at the bottom and the extra cutout for the power supply. So there's plenty of airflow. I will show it later in the benchmark that everything works fine.
Guys, one thing is everything can explode, right? My ice cream bowl with hot cake just exploded the other night.
Yeah, so. It was because you had hot cake and cold ice cream in the same bowl.
And the whole thing went poof, so yeah.
No, this case cannot explode.
Okay, so we got the rumors out of the way, and I've got another question. If, looking back at it, things you know now, what could you have improved or done better?
Could have done better, improved, yeah. I think most of the problems I had were with the wood itself and the case while building the case, because you have to know a lot of stuff when you're working with wood when it comes to the wood finish, so you can actually prevent warping of the wood when it gets hot. Like for example the case, let's say it gets like 40-50 degrees in there and the wood will start to warp.
So it expands and
it expands and warps.
Yeah.
Exactly. And this will prevent that, so the wood finish will prevent this kind of warping. And also the wood stain totally worked out fine, but I needed some attempts to actually get a good stain with this ground coffee. And I think I've redone 2 sides of the case like 2 times.
Yeah. Also looking at inside the box, you can see the cables, they are actually you covered them with
they are wrapped. Exactly.
Wrapped with rope. So So it doesn't have those black cable ties.
Yeah, exactly. And it was not because the black cables look bad or something. They look really nice, but they don't look as good when they are in the case. So we wrapped it all with this kind of rope, and then also stained it with brown coffee, so it fits in nicely with the design of the case.
You wanted to go for that rustic,
Exactly.
cowboy.
It should look
old school
really
style.
old and rough, overall rough, the case design, but still with an eye for details. That was the design I wanted
I love
to go for.
the dynamite bundle, so it looks like the computer is hooked up to dynamite. So it can explode.
It has no functionality, so the dynamite has no functionality at all, but I thought it would be a nice concept that the dynamite is in there and has the same rope on the side, so it kind of looks it's connecting all the components. So
it's made of EVA foam, isn't it?
Exactly,
dynamite.
with EVA foam and then painted just red. Alert paint, I think it's called, or something like that.
And you also added a plexiglass cover to it, so you can leave the case
Exactly.
open.
For anybody who doesn't know plexiglass, since it's a brand name, it's actually acrylic glass.
Acrylic glass, so it's
Exactly.
preventing dust.
Preventing dust, and I want to have it closed, so it's not open while running.
Yeah. And you talked about the benchmark test, and you are performing it here. So what can you say about that?
Well, I can say about that it's all within specs. The benchmark is running here for about half an hour. The GPU is packed to the max, so at 99%, you can see it right here. And yeah, it's well within the temperature specs. Everything is fine.
Yeah, make sure to watch part 1 and 2. I'm gonna link it down below.
What you can see here right now on the screen is just some sweet comments I got on Reddit.
And we are hoping that the YouTube community is just equally as nice. So drop some comments down below if you got questions and you would like to know more about the case mod.
Then ask them. If you have critics, like any critique to the case, also ask it, or tell me what I could do better the next time, or ask me any questions when it comes to critics. I'm always open for that.
And we're happy to answer all your questions if you got any. Well, don't forget to hit that like button.
Or dislike if you don't like it.
And consider to subscribe to our channel, because this is not your last project, this was your first.
This was my first project, and I already have plans for the second one, so stay tuned.
Yeah, make sure to subscribe, and thank you so much for watching, guys, and as always, have a good one.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.